There's that phrase, isn't there, really, chums? You know the one I mean, where people say, oh, be the bigger person. And it's always about, say, apologising or being the first to say, I'm sorry, or speaking first, or whatever, or just simply ignoring the problem and moving on. Because, quite frankly, as we often say, life's a bit too short, isn't it? But over in Montecito, what you find is, in fact, that Meghan Markle, really, once you've scorned this particular woman, well, yes, you're scorned for good. Even those publicists, and there's been 10 in a row, let me tell you, can seemingly not make her change her mind. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome one and all. And by the way, it's winter. I'm not a winter person, as you know. That's a bit lame, isn't it? I'm not a winter person, as you know. You better wave back. I'm not doing this here on my own. But as everybody knows, I just prefer summer. And I know I often moan about how boiling I am and all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, you just feel more energetic in summer, don't you? But in winter, tell me, I'd love to know, what's the best thing you find about winter? I mean, I see these beautiful pictures of open log fires and stuff, and you think, right, because we can all afford to do that. But is there an imagery that you think, oh yeah, this is nice and cozy? And what do you do to get yourself through winter? I know, I often wonder if you should be like a hedgehog, disappear under the hut and come out when it's warm. I know, yes. The spikes go up if anybody goes near, you know what I'm saying? At least I'm honest, you know what I mean? But it's difficult, isn't it? Because I just find it, dark mornings, dark evenings. You look around, it's only 8:30 and you think, goodness, is it too early to go to bed? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you do to get through winter. I'd love to know. Yes, absolutely. Let's get back to your royal story of the day. This imagery will forever go down in history, whether people like it or not. This, of course, is Meghan Markle being walked down the aisle in St George's Chapel in May 2018 by the then Prince of Wales, His Royal Highness, of course, Charles. And when you think about it, the backstory to that was very suspicious indeed. I've often said this, right? I never truly believed whatever story they wanted to spin about, this is the deal and this is what happened, really. But consequently, of course, Meghan got her own way and then dumped Charles, if you remember, halfway down the aisle because she wanted to be an independent woman turning up at the altar on her own to marry her prince. Here's where this gets really interesting because, as you understand, she's got through a lot of publicists, right? And the publicists really struggle because, obviously, when you're a celebrity publicist, you have to try and get your client to see both sides of the story. And you have to say, this is why this will be good for you, this is why this will be good for the client, etc. Meghan really just wants to do her own thing. And this is the problem that you can see daily on her Instagram account. She posts things up, she removes them when she sees the backlash. She can't stand criticism on any level and not willing to take any advice, even when it's in her very best interests, right? Now, as you know, Harry has been tentatively trying to make contact with his father, build some sort of relationship back with him, all of that sort of stuff. You would have thought, as the doting wife, that Meghan Markle might want to go along with him and support him in one way or another. Not really. And here lies your problem. As the King celebrated his 77th birthday, it was muted to both Meghan and Harry that, well, why don't you, now that you're back on social media with a bang, with 4 million followers, why don't you be the bigger person and put a message up wishing His Majesty the King all the very best for a wonderful day from, of course, the land of Montecito, Meghan and Harry. This would not only, in their eyes, and this is from an excellent staff member, this is 100% bulletproof, right? Basically, if you do this, everything will turn around. People will see as the thorn in your offering and the olive branch, etc. All I can say is, at the time of recording this, nothing has happened. Now, how did this land, right? Well, apparently, stares into space. Apparently, according to an excellent source, and again I have to say allegedly, Meghan didn't feel that she should be the first person to do that. She's the wronged one. If you remember, Prince Harry basically was looking for a major public apology on the world stage for the way that everybody had treated his wife. I know, right? So you understand how this is panning out. Moving forward, as I said, this is part and parcel of why the celebrity people that she has, the sort of, I don't know what you want to call them, communications directors, people around her, become exasperated because even when it's in her own best interest and would paint her in a very better light, it appears that Meghan, no, she just can't abide it, won't go down that particular route. Now, whether she means it or not, it's how it looks, isn't it? And the bottom line also is the King is not getting any younger, and this is a wonderful opportunity to utilise social media to a positive. 4 million plus subscribers, but apparently Meghan can't force herself to say happy birthday, not in the public domain at least. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.